Bow chicka bow wow. There we go. I don't know how many times I gotta fix that shit. I think they did an update. No, fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Yeah, I want to see something real quick. What it is, what it is, what it is. Uh, see if we wanna up the quality just a tad. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Yo, salute, 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 C Dub. Yeah, I'm trying to see something real quick. Tell me if y'all can hear this. I'm finna. They are. Shit. Yeah, let me hold on real quick. Tell me if y'all can hear this. Mm. Can y'all hear it? Damn. Damn, damn, damn.
Yo,
Yo, I'm
let me
still
do
trying to
this.
get this. I'm trying to get this audio shit straight, but for some reason, I still ain't able to share no. I can't share my shit. He said you could hear it a little bit. I'm wondering like what exactly is it? Cause when you share the shit, it don't got no problem like doing it with the audio. Yeah, let me see if maybe hold on. Let me see if maybe I need to do it just like this. Okay. Okay, chat. Let me know if you can let me know if you can hear this. I'm try it again.
No one can hear you, but no one can hear it. By the way, just so you know. Unless it's my side again. You're muted. You are muted.
Nah, it's not you. It's not you. Damn. Can you hear it now? Can you hear it now?
It's quiet as hell.
Hold on, I'll try it again.
It's still quiet.
Damn. Okay. Damn. Well, okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll just the simpler news that I'm gonna be covering. We're gonna knock that out here on playback, and then if you want to, sort of react to some of the videos that I wanted to watch, you guys can follow us over in the Discord where I'll be displaying it on YouTube and in here. So yeah, we can just do it that way because this is fucking ridiculous.
Or after I'm finished with what I'm doing, we can I can stream it for you if you want.
Okay, that's a bit.
Yeah, just let me finish what I'm doing. I'll be back in a little bit.
That's a bit. Okay. Okay, so let's start this back up. Oh man, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, chat? What's good? Shout out to the three watching over here in playback. Shout out to however many is watching me over on YouTube. I appreciate just you guys just giving me an opportunity just to be able to talk hoops. So I don't plan on wasting your time. I don't know if you guys got to watch my video over on YouTube, that my live that I posted. Well, it was a live / pre-recorded content. I was dealing with issues from that stream before. So my apologies, and it looks like the problems are still going on here. However, I still got content to make, and a lot of things have gone on so far in the 4 days since training camp has started. If you guys don't know, training camp has started this week. So we're getting to hear from a lot of our favorite players, hear from some of the front office executives, and also we're getting news about players and injuries and what's going on. Before I start though, I'm not gonna toot my own horn or nothing like that, but your boy is a superstar of some sort at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like your boy is a superstar of some sort. I don't know if you guys got to tune in over on Legend of Winnings channel. Shout out to Lo. But there was a situation that was going on where he happened to be watching my stream, or not watching my stream, but he happened to be talking about a situation that happened during this off season. That revolved around him, sort of poking fun at my stream at first. And to be fair, well, not even to be fair, just a shout out, just a fucking shout out. Shout out to my good friend. He was actually up here, Zeno, because if it wasn't for him, I'm gonna hold y'all, bro. I'm probably not I'm probably not even on that panel because I didn't even know that he was watching me. You know what I'm saying? But what had happened was, um, I was. Let me see if I can pull it up. Can you guys see it? No, you can't. Hold on. Hold on.
What are you trying to do?
No, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Window capture here. Right here. There we go. No, this whole ass nigga's actually here now, so I mean, I guess he finna get his flowers now. But shout out to my brother Zeno for letting me know, because I didn't even know that he was reacting to my video, and so to and anybody that knows me, not even on no soapbox shit, but anybody that knows me knows a large portion of the reason why I even got into talking and watching basketball through the lens that I do is because of Low. And to sit there, talk, have an educated conversation, and more importantly, not looking fucking stupid is a large portion, because of many conversations that I had with Zeno. So shout out to Zeno for doing that. That being said, though, I did cook that nigga though. Cook the shit out of him. The more and more I go back and watch that video, and I might, to be honest with you, I was thinking, I got told behind the scenes that maybe I should, clip up my interaction with him and post it on YouTube. And so I'm going back and forth with the shit, because like on one hand, that is like that is content, but at the same time, that's content that was on his channel, and there is
Yo,
a certain thing as
do it.
thirstiness type shit,
Yeah, but you're doing it for engagement and just spreading what happened on the channel. I doubt that he's gonna have a like an adverse reaction to it, because he did the same thing when he was on B-Ball Breakdown, when he was having a conversation with Jacob the Clipper.
Yeah.
Yeah, he clipped up some of the interaction that was happening on that channel and posted it. So I think it's kind of hypocritical for him to then have an issue if you do it.
Fair
So
enough.
no, you're fine.
I mean, again, I think I'll do it. I already got an idea on a video I was planning on doing regardless. So, I mean, it's nothing but extra content. So I definitely want to do it. Shout out to Leaf Diggy over on YouTube. God damn, nigga, where you been at? And I've been around. You know what I'm saying? I've been around. I've been
Pause.
around.
Pause.
I have been around though. Like, have
Pause.
I not though? Am I lying? I made a Discord.
Pause.
Was rocking with some Discord niggas. Discord niggas end up acting weird. So then I left from Discord. I started helping people out on YouTube. Actually, shout out to GoCast Podcast. They're actually live streaming right now over on YouTube too. And I
What
think
is
they was
streaming?
doing it. Herm and Go James Kingdom had a debate on stats versus intangibles. I
Oh,
don't.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, stats versus
Yeah.
intangibles.
Yeah. It
What's that
sounds. It sounds.
supposed to be?
I think it's supposed to be like, are stats more important or more valuable than intangibles? So like watching somebody shoot the shot, or like watching those moments, watching a person like Kobe persevere, like, is that more important than knowing about stats? Which I actually don't think it's a bad debate, to be honest with you.
But
But
who's there, so it's gonna be
I know
nasty
it's
as hell.
not. It's going to be a nasty ass fucking conversation. So
There's
that's the
not gonna
problem.
be any nuance to that shit.
If it was, and I ain't gonna hold you, if it was under the lens of like an actual genuine conversation, I probably would say like, yeah, yeah, like I think that's a very good conversation to have. But the fact is, come on, nigga, this is Herm we're talking about, or you know how that nigga gets now. Come on now.
Exactly.
That nigga is nasty. But yeah, nah. But I'm here now. I am streaming on a more consistent basis, And even more so with the season starting up, bro. There's so much shit to talk about. There's so much shit to talk about, which is going to lead me to the very first thing I want to talk about: the Utah Jazz, which is weird because it's the Utah Jazz. But let me go here real quick.
Yeah, now he wants to talk about Mr.
Well,
Karl Malone's team, bro. You sad?
nah, yeah, well, it's no longer Karl Malone's team. It's no
Yeah, but Karl
longer.
Malone's the best player in the franchise, so come on, bro.
Is he?
Yes, who's better? Who's better?
Stockton,
Yeah, I'm so
Stockton,
sure. Yeah, I'm
Stockton,
so sure.
Stockton. Because as
I'm
far as
so
I'm
sure.
concerned, that's the only nigga that existed on that team. Fuck is we talking about?
Yeah, the best
Fuck
player on
is
the
we
team,
talking
the best
about?
player on that team just don't exist no more. Fairs. Okay, he was just passed into the mid air when
Yeah, he just bet.
he was throwing it into the mid post. Yeah, that just went into air. The air
Yeah,
scored it.
man.
Facts, facts, facts.
Oh shit, them niggas is damn. Everybody is going live right now. Damn, shout out to them. They doing a space. Oh shit. OKC is just doing a space. What player would you want to be Cade's running? Oh damn, them niggas already trying to flip Jaden Ivey. God damn.
Yeah,
Um,
they're on one. I can't lie.
yeah, this is wild. And I bet you Go Bells is probably in that fucking space right now.
I need to check. I haven't spoken to Good Bells in time. Last person I
Uh,
spoken from that group was Bina, and I was on Twitter because he was glazing the Liberty, and I
Go
watched him.
Bells definitely is in this fucking space right now, bro.
Oh, he is. He is. I see
Yeah.
it. Yeah, Go
I
Bells as well.
would I would join to troll these niggas for a second, but we got shit to get to. But
Yeah,
so the Utah Jazz are not planning to sign Walker Kessler, and they expected to make him a free agent, or he's going to be a free agent next summer, based off of them
restricted,
not signing him.
restricted.
It's a restricted free agency that he'll be a part of for sure. But at the same time, that is we're seeing a lot of that so far in the last couple of offseasons. Actually, the last 3 off seasons. Because even the Jonathan Kuminga shit that happened this offseason, that shit was foreshadowed the offseason prior. Them niggas didn't want to give them the bag. Didn't want to give him the bag.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like for somebody like Walker Kessler who's playing for Utah, and Utah obviously there's no reason for them not to want to sign Walker Kessler, because outside of Laurie Markkinen, that really is their only hope in terms of having like a cornerstone to build a competent unit around. Keontae George hasn't came around yet, so
Hmm?
I'm a little. Keontae George
Are
is
you
still.
are you sure?
Yes, Keontae is still
So
in.
no. Cal Filipowski just don't know exist no more.
You think Cal Filipowski has created a big enough status to be over what Walker Kessler has done over the last what is he? He
No,
been in the
but
league
you're
for about 3 years.
saying that there's no players on the team right now outside of Larry Markkinen that could be like
Walker
the cornerstone for the team. And I think Cal
over
Filipowski,
Walker over Walker.
yeah, but if you build, you can have a literal situation where, like for example, Lowry ages out or you trade him, most likely ages out,
Ages
and
out.
then you get like a defensive four, which they actually have on a team in Kent. It was called Taylor Hendricks, who's a 3 or 4, and then you get another
Coming off of
defensive
an
wing.
ACL, coming off of an ACL injury.
Yeah, and then get another forward as well, and then you pair that with Isaiah Collier and who's the other one? I'm missing someone, but they have actual good talent to build around Kyle Filipowski. Now, will it be championship level? I don't know, because once again, I've always had an issue with teams that have two like defensive liabilities, and one of them is your big, and the other one's going to be your guard. Well, no,
Mm-hmm.
the main issue is going to be the big because Collier has upside as a defender.
Yeah.
Bryce Sensabaugh is also quite bad defensively as well. So, and he's a wing. So, like, they have pieces that can actually develop into what they want. Because what Isaiah Collier did last year showed you he can get to the paint whenever he wants, but he just doesn't have any outside shot whatsoever. But his passing is already there.
Mm.
So
I think
so
Collier. I think I think
cornerstone.
that's primarily the reason why Colin Sexton is out. So I'm
Yeah.
not. But even still, Collier is a project that's going to take about maybe 2, 3 more years before you actually start to see him hone in on his skill set while also adding the necessary skill sets to complement him. And then that also takes into account them having to get pieces that also could be beneficial to him. That's part of the reason why Jordan Clarkson is out of there, because Jordan Clarkson don't make no damn sense alongside Collier. That being said, though, Walker Kessler alongside Lauren Markkinen is the primary, like, that's the logical source of the success that they're planning to build around. And in my opinion, if that is the case, why would you fuck around with his contract? Why would you play around with Walker Kessler potentially being able to go after getting paid big dollars for his first extension? That is a dangerous game, as you see with Kaminga, as you see with Cam Thomas. You saw with what's his name that was playing for the Rockets? Um, he was playing
Uh,
for small forward, 6'7".
Cam Whitmore.
Cam Whitmore. You saw that with Cam Whitmore. You've seen this for the last couple of off seasons, but especially this off season. A
Hmm.
lot of these young guys make rash decisions just simply based off the fact that for their first extension, money that they feel as if they at least deserve, if not having an opportunity to be able to, even if they have to take a short-handed deal, they want guarantee of having a secure role for an extended period of time so that they could be able to prove themselves so they can get paid even larger contract afterwards. And you're not even giving them that.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing. When it comes to the Jazz, it's been very clear the Jazz are trying to stay under the first apron. That's been very clear.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a part of the reason why they're not trying to extend Walker. The other thing is they're trying to see what other teams around the league value Walker at before they pay him as well. And plus, I believe they believe in Kyle Filipowski, especially with what he showed in the summer league and what he
Mm-hmm.
showed last year. Because last year he had an underrated, great like big season. Shot 35% from behind the arc, and in the um, summer league he showed passing feel. He showed his ability to create, well, not create, but be an actual threat from behind the arc. He can finish around the rim better and absorb contact better. Like he's gotten better as a scorer and as like an offensive weapon. The issue with him now is defensively, and we don't know how he's gonna really pan out defensively. Most likely negative, but that's a player that you can say, okay, that could be a cornerstone for your team. And Collier last year, what he did as a rookie, that could be a cornerstone for your team. I think he showed enough to be like, yeah, that's probably your number one prospect on that for the guards on your team.
I want to show you. I want to show you something real quick.
Go ahead.
So this right here is the Utah Jazz salary cap situation. This is after all the moves have been made. This is after
They
John
still have
Collins
Knack?
has, huh?
They still have Knack?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, I think they
They
cut.
bought out they bought
They,
out Jordan Clarkson, so his books is his dead money is there, right?
yeah, KJ Martin is gone, so
What do you see, KJ Martin?
below Jules Niang, but above Taylor Hendricks. About 450K, 50 mil, 40 mil.
Okay,
Yeah, they got rid of him.
okay.
So
What that? But that even lends more to what I'm saying, because even if you remove his contract, right, that will
yeah.
put them be that'll probably put them right above the salary floor.
Also, your stream is
Oh, is it
stream
tripping?
quality is cooked. Unless it's my side. Let me check. Karen, for what you're saying there.
Well, what I was
It's my
basically
side.
saying. Oh, okay. What I was basically saying is the salary that if their fear is to get to the first apron or even to the luxury tax, that is not a good enough excuse, because we're talking about a situation where you're essentially they're at the probably like 155 line. the luxury tax doesn't hit until the 190 mil line. So we're talking about 45 mil to play with. And it's not like Walker Kessler is going to be, asking for a $40 million a year contract if you can get him on 25 mil for 3 years,
Yeah, but
30 mil for three years.
I think that 30 mil for with Kessler. That's
No,
what I
no,
think.
no, 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 no. I'm saying if he asks for 25 to 30 mil,
Yeah,
you can negotiate a more than a tradable contract.
yeah,
He's
but I just think
similar.
that's
Oh, go
crazy.
ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
think he's no, no, that's cool. I think he at most he's like 15. I think Nurkic earning 19 is insane to me as well,
Oh, but
especially in this same
okay,
year. It
that's
should
fine.
be 15 at max. And I agree with you. Like, I'm not telling you whether what they're doing is smart or not. I just think one, it's a prove it year
Agreed.
for him, and then two, they want to see how other people view him when it comes to the monetary side of things before they actually match the offer. So it's like
Mhm.
it's essentially like there was another player that they just let. It was like DeAndre Ayton in
Mm.
2022. Remember when
Yes, 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 yes.
people wanted him to go to
Indiana, Indiana.
it was Indiana or Charlotte, and
Yeah,
then they just maxed it. They matched it, so it was like
it's
there's
like
only
your
so much they
your
can do.
hands are your hands is because you well at that. So all right, this is my question to you.
Yeah.
Let me know if you know this.
Mhm.
When they match the contract inevitably, right?
Yeah.
Does the player have no choice but to go with that team, or
Yes.
does he still have the opportunity to go with the team that originally offered?
No, they have to go to the team that
Okay.
so for example, in this conversation, they had to go DA had to go back to the Suns.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. That's the one part that does confuse me because I even to this day, like I was up until now, I was thinking to myself like, why does DeAndre Ayton stick with Phoenix if
Yeah.
Phoenix was doing them dirty? But yeah, okay,
That's
okay,
that
that makes
because
sense.
it yeah, like you say, that makes no sense for him to, you know, choose not to go there. Like
Right.
Indiana just fits him so much more. He's not being like handicapped to play a certain role. And he has
Facts.
less what's the one I'm looking for? Pressure, less pressure as well. Like, yeah.
Being in Indiana, like
Mhm.
if he was on this run with Indiana,
Oof.
I
Oof.
actually think they probably win.
That DA, elite rim protector, elite lob threat, mid range, midi magician. Oh my god!
Playing behind Miles Turner and Pascal,
Behind
along with
Miles
Obi
Turner,
Toppin.
I'll be dead ass with you. He's
You
playing
think he's
over.
starting?
Yes, yes, he's much better than Miles Turner.
Nah, I
That's when
disagree.
do you forget who 2022 DA was? Elite lob threat,
Was it
elite
20?
paint defense.
That wasn't
Yes,
22. That wasn't 22.
it was 21 or 22. It
It
was
was
one. It was
23. It was 23.
both. It doesn't. Okay,
Because
it wasn't
it was the year
22.
that KD it was the year that KD came. So that was 22-23 season. Oh,
Yo,
okay. Now I get what you're saying. It's 22 off season. Okay, okay.
yes.
I see what you're
So
saying. I
like,
see what you're saying.
even no matter what you're saying, that is like still prime Eaton, who's still an elite lob threat, what's called play finisher,
Mm-hmm.
one of the best paint, what's called rim protectors in the league and paint defenders in the league, one of the best post defenders in the league. One of the what's called. Then he has his mid range game. He actually is a better passer in the short roll than Miles Turner. Bro, the only thing he doesn't do that Miles Turner does is space the floor from behind the arc. But he
Yeah.
sets better screens than Miles Turner, which would free up Tyrese Halliburton a lot more. So it would
I get
actually
you.
it will fit their offense more because he's actually helping them generate a advantage earlier in the shot clock.
I feel you, but at the same time, I do think Miles Turner, along with Pascal, for the season that they were having. I'm looking at the season that they had this year, the amount of spacing that they had, and how difficult that was, especially with the inverted screens that were happening left and right between Pascal and Miles Turner. I feel like DeAndre Ayton. There's only one way you could do that if DeAndre Ayton's on the floor with Pascal. Like he would be the one setting the screen for Pascal to pop out. And at that point, I don't think Pascal is playing the same style of basketball that he was playing this year that made him lethal as he was. So I
I
feel
just want
like
to say, I
that's
just want
a
to say he came. He just remind you what he was doing in the playoffs prior to the 22-23 year where he got his shit cooked by Luca.
Aiden. Yeah.
18 and 9, 18 9 and 2, nearly one block on 64. Like he was a real like demon in the playoffs. Granted, one of those games he's played against Jokic, but like he was a real demon
No,
in that
I
playoffs.
think I definitely think he. Yeah,
Shooting
I'm
65%
saying
true
I'm
shooting.
saying he's elite. That's why it would work. I just don't agree that like especially in the dynamic of that team that he would be more suited than Miles Turner at the starting spot. Especially when
Sure.
coming off the bench, all of the shooters and play facilitators that's
Mm-hmm.
coming off of the bench, primarily like able to get downhill and drop the ball off. Like we saw Obi Toppin feast. Like I think DeAndre Ayton would work well. And actually, the way that Obi Toppin was shooting from three, Nate Smith coming off the bench, Mathurin coming off the
But you need to
bench,
also remember. Imagine because
uh,
you also need to remember that
TJ McConnell.
DA at that time, and he still is one of the more athletic bigs in the league.
Oh
So
no, I agree. I
imagine him
agree.
in transition, running the fast break with your other athletes in Nemhard, Naismith, Obi Toppin,
Mm-hmm.
down line. It was good that straight line speed from Pascal in transition. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Yeah, I think he fits the offense a lot more. The
Oh
only thing
no,
he
no,
doesn't
I
have
think
is
he.
spacing. Then
But that spacing is, in my opinion, I think the spacing is what made them. The spacing, along with their chaotic motion
mhm.
offense, was what made them so special. And I don't know if DeAndre Ayton is like if he's making Indiana that much better than what Miles Turner was making them. I don't. I don't know. But I think
I can't see when
that being
teams
said though.
because teams were dead are starting to like leave him open in the playoffs. That actually was happening. Like for
Oh,
example,
Turner
against yeah, Montana. So like
against
in
against us, we
yeah,
were leaving him
exactly.
open.
So if what does that have to do with the whole motion offense if one of the players in your motion offense is just not going to be respected?
Because he was still converting it. Like I understand,
But
like
what's the
I
point?
understand the.
What's the point? What's the point of converting on something if you're converting your threes? That's fine. But if teams are just gonna still leave you wide open, your what's called the offense is
Because
still
not
gonna be
everybody.
semi hinted. Good.
Oh no, no, no! Finish your question because I was about to answer it.
I was gonna say your team's offense is still gonna be semi hindered just strictly because of the fact that teams aren't respecting your threat to shoot. Wow, the other team is always going to respect DeAndre Ayton's threat to roll, be an amazing lob threat, and his screening ability. Like that's something you can never like not care about.
Because at a certain point, not when your team is so talented in terms of constant attacking of closeouts, driving kicks, open generating open threes at like an alarming rate, you at some point have to concede something. And respectfully, especially with how Pascal was, his mismatch hunting was mismatch hunting during the postseason. When you get to that level, you sort of have to pick your poison. And in my opinion, especially with how Nemhard was shooting, you have to roll the dice on Miles Turner of all players, even knowing that he possibly could kill you from three. Which, by the way, I'm not sure. I will check to be sure, but I don't even think that Miles Turner was that impressive doing from
I'm
three
looking around.
during the regular season. I
Oh,
don't know if he
regular
was that.
season.
Yeah, I don't know if he was that impressive shooting wise from during the regular season,
No,
like shooting splits.
in a regular season, he was impressive. 40% on nearly 40% on nearly 6 attempts. But
Oh damn!
in the playoffs against your team, he shot 38% on. It was almost like I would say about 5 attempts. The Cavs, he shot amazing. He shot 56% on but it was on low volume, so it was 16 attempts at 5 game series.
Can you believe that Rowe was sitting there trying to argue with us that Evan Mobley only missing one game didn't impact Cleveland losing the
Bro,
series?
I've
That was
forgotten about
crazy.
that. I'm forgotten about that, and you're about to make me annoyed again. Please
Okay,
don't. And
okay.
then
Let's move
against
on.
and then against the Knicks, he shot like shit, 32% on
Mhm.
like nearly would say 7, 14, 21, about 3 a game. And
Yeah.
then OKC, I do vividly remember he shot like shit.
He
He
shot like ass. Yeah, he
yeah.
couldn't make shit.
He shot 21% on 28 3-point attempts, and all of them were wide open. So that's what I'm saying. You can concede the three, understandably, cool. But if there's gonna be series where that is just not falling because you're not that elite
Oh yeah,
level of a
yeah, yeah. In
shooter,
a series, for a series like against OKC, I'm with you. I'm with you. I think
it's
DeAndre
not
Ayton
just it's not
was
just it's just not this. It's Jesus Christ. I keep tripping over my words. It's not just the OKC because it didn't fall against the Knicks as well. So like, and you can't sit here and tell me his defender is like the reason why he can't get them shits off because his defender is Carl Anthony Towns. So I'm not trying to hear that shit. This is what I'm trying to say. Where DeAndre Ayton is a lot more consistent with the value that he produces, and I think the bar of what he brings is just far higher than what he can bring.
far higher is a drag.
I do think when you talk about consistency, yes.
Okay, we'll when we'll come back. We'll come back to this conversation later because I do want to see that. I don't know how the fuck we got over to
Miles
Indiana.
Turner, I
We were
can't I actually
talking
can't remember.
chess.
I can't remember.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Because we're talking about Walker Kessler. We brought up DeAndre. I brought up DeAndre in to talk about the contracts in 22-23, and then we started talking about Indiana because he wanted to go to Indiana.
Oh yeah. Well, we
Yeah,
can cut that out, chat. Um.
that's sad.
Next, yeah, that is sad. Next, the next order of news. I wouldn't. I talked about this everywhere but here, which is crazy. Fred VanVleet, suffered a torn ACL. I wish him well. I mean, he's gonna come back probably sometime next season, and you know, as he should. He and what the saddening part is, he just got his contract, just got extended, a fresh new contract, just you know, as a reward for him being you know a better leader than we thought originally. A lot of people forget when he first signed that contract to come to Houston of all cities. In Ime's first season, a lot of people just thought that him and Dylan Brooks was getting that contract just to babysit. And they gave him the money because they, you know, they had money left over and they had to spend it on something. So they decided to spend it on a point guard. And then people were drawing even more questions on that signing because they drafted Reed Shepard shortly after. And it sort of was like, well, shit, if you already got a point guard, you just signed a contract for a point guard. Why would you draft another point guard? This is the opportunity to be able to cash in on the good faith in Reed Shepard. The he's going to be, if not the starting point guard, because I understand Ime does have an infatuation with Aaron Holiday. I can see Reed Shepard still getting a substantial amount of minutes to the tune of possibly becoming like a pseudo starter for some of these games. And I think when it comes to like Fred VanVleet, the most underrated thing that he provides isn't even just the facilitating, it's the quarterbacking of the defense. Amen Thompson is the best defender on this team by far. Fred VanVleet is the vocal leader of majority, if not all, of what they do. And especially when Dylan Brooks was there, a lot of times they were navigating, calling out switches so that they could be able to, be as efficient as possible defensively as you can be having a 6-footer on the floor. And that also goes to a credit to Fred VanVleet for being so small, but still being able to maintain position on a lot of his assignments. I would urge people to go and watch that Golden State series and see exactly how the fuck Houston came back down 3-1 to even force a game 7. It wasn't just because Fred VanVleet started shooting threes like the nigga was Steph Curry. It was also because on the defensive end, he, along with Amen Thompson, along with Dylan Brooks, along with Tari Eason, along with Jabari Smith Jr., they ramped up the intensity on the defensive end in terms of how aggressive they were when coming off of those screens while riding Stephen Curry coming off the screens. Pause. But that being said, though, I mean, we wish the best for him.
Indeed, that's probably a resume.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, though, for Houston, I mean, this wasn't a championship year. Respectfully, I mean, you built the team for you to be more competent. You signed KD. Oh, it's another thing. To you niggas that's sitting there acting as if they signed KD to win now, shut the fuck up. Anybody that is in Houston and heard the news of even implications of them pursuing KD, it's always been under the contingent purposes of KD being more of a tutor, a mentor
I
to
actually don't
to
think so.
to
I don't.
God.
Was he?
I'm telling you down here, the whole reporting process of them even looking at KD to get him from Phoenix was, if this does not work out with Jalen Green, we now have to shift our thought process towards building a team properly around Alperen Sengun and potentially Jabari Smith Jr. Now, originally, the thought process was if you traded for KD, Jabari Smith Jr. might be a part of the trade. However, later found out you didn't even have to swing Jabari. You just had to give them Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and like a draft pick or two, which I thought was fucking astonishing because nigga, Phoenix, you telling me that you don't want a 6'10" forward that can space the floor and put the ball on the floor and has potential to do much more? But that's neither here nor there. That was the conversation that was built around the idea of trading for KD. And then once you realize that you didn't have to trade Jabari Smith, the whole idea of trading for KD now turned to, oh, well, he could be a spacer playing alongside of Sengun. So now Sengun has more space to play in the post. And then he can also show Jabari Smith Jr. the ropes so he could develop properly. Because Jabari Smith Jr. reminds, I don't know why, but he reminds niggas a lot of KD, even though he does not play anything like KD. So with that being said, the Rockets trading for Kevin Durant has been with the thought process of helping speed up the development process so they can know who to keep, who not to keep. Now, do they want to win in the process? Of course they fucking want to do. Anybody that just got a taste of a top 3 seed in the Western Conference is not going to come the next year unless you're Sacramento and say, I don't want to compete any longer. Nobody's doing that. So obviously they want to compete. But realistically, OKC's better than them. Denver's better than them. The Clippers are arguably better than them, especially with the moves that they made during the offseason. Shout out to the Unction. And an argument can be made that even with getting KD, that the Houston Rockets have not fully cemented themselves ahead of the Los Angeles Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. There's the Houston Rockets are in a drag race right now with a lot of teams that have just as good of a case, if not a greater case, to be over them, because the fact of the matter is this is an inexperienced team. This is a very lackadaisical offensive unit, and this is, to be quite honest with you, also an athletic heavy team. They thrive off of the athleticism that they have compared to the rest of the field. That's how Amen Thompson is getting by right now. That's how Tari Eason is getting by right now. Shit, that was how Jalen Green was getting by before he got traded. So right now, they still have some development to do. And I think even KD realizes that. That's why you haven't heard KD come out with any grand demands or anything like that in Houston, because he's coming here understanding that he's at the end of his career, at the end of a long career, and he just wants to get paid while hooping with minimal expectations. You know how you know that he didn't want the expectations? Because if he wanted the expectations, then he would have took his ass over to Golden State. He would have took his ass over there to Minnesota to play with Ant. If KD really wanted to be in a situation where he wanted to compete with expectations of championship or bust, he would have took his ass over there to play with Ant-Man. Because everybody and their mama knew Minnesota traded for Julius Randle for them to eventually trade him to get KD. Houston will be all right. Especially with the plan of using KD to develop the other forwards to be more well-rounded and polished by the time he's gone. They're doing right by their young guys, and they need to keep that. Now, I was watching a video. It's a fucking shame that I couldn't be able to play the sound, but I was watching a video of somebody talking about the Rockets need to make trades for a guard immediately during this season so that they could be able to, heal the process while Fred VanVleet is healing up so that they could be able to compete because they don't have much of a window for KD. I'd like to remind you niggas, that is the same flawed mentality that cooked the Brooklyn Nets and got them where the fuck they are right now. That is the same flawed mentality that got Phoenix fucked up. Stop making abrupt movements for the sake of taking care of the 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot, we don't know, old ass nigga. He is done. Well, let me not say he's done. He is not. He's done. Right, he's done. He's done as far as being the best player on a championship team. That is just logically not the case any longer.
He's done.
He is. And anybody that has a problem with it, I urge y'all to press the button and join up and tell me why KD is still viable of being the best player on a championship team, especially this team. It's done. So understanding that nigga is not fit to be the best player on the team, the only thing that is left for you to do is to make the team that you have around him as cohesive as possible so it can actually be a team effort for chasing after a championship. Because that's what everybody else is doing. Ain't nobody else making abrupt, drastic movements, giving up draft picks and young players so that they could build around an old-ass nigga. Nobody else is doing that. Hell, the Lakers is saying no to it right now. Well, Golden State is doing it. I just thought about that. Golden State is doing it. And that's what's fucking them up.
The Clippers?
I don't even think the Clippers is truly doing it with the identity of just selling out and having minimal flexibility for the sake of just taking care of Kawhi. They're what's the word? This offseason, they instinctively were building off of the pieces that proved themselves this past season. That's why they let go of some of the players that were due for a re-sign, because James Harden proved himself this year. Even with how shitty he was in the first round for like half of that series, he proved that he is worthy of still being on the roster and quarterbacking this offense. Kawhi Leonard, for better or for worse, he ain't going nowhere. And especially with the shit that's coming out right now, nigga, ain't nobody touching that nigga. So he was stuck. Bogdanovich is one that I was questionable of, but I can see why they want to hold on to him because he is a spacer and has no problem coming off the bench, as he showed that in Atlanta. So they have made, and then they added Brook Lopez and Bradley Beal and all of these pieces. They have proved that they are more than willing to be able to build a concise unit as long as it makes possible sense, because there were options that they could have signed that they let drop because it didn't make sense to pay that hefty of a fine if it meant that you were going to, you know what I'm saying? Like if it meant that we were going to have to cut our depth up in half just for the sake of building a superstar unit. Nobody's doing that. So if the Houston Rockets come about saying, "Man, we need to get a point guard. We need to get a point guard. We need to get a point guard," and New Orleans comes out saying, "Hey, we'll trade Dejounte Murray for Reed Shepard and a and two draft picks," and
If
the
them
Rockets
niggas,
say, "Okay,"
if them niggas ever do that to themselves, yeah, they deserve it.
like
No, but
come on now.
he's just not good enough as a primary
I
initiator to
mean,
even be that case.
but you're not. But there's not any point guards that's going to be unless you think Trey Young will be available. Because to be fair, he hasn't signed his extension with them. So this
DG,
would.
come on.
I don't think DG ain't going nowhere from Cleveland because I think Cleveland is very hell bent on making it work between the core of Evan Mobley, D Mitch, and DG. Oh, and not to a certain extent, maybe Jared Allen, but like I'm not that big of a believer in Jared Allen on this team. But I feel like the Rockets are they're still in a great shape. They're still in great shape. If anything, this is a blessing in disguise because this is an opportunity to see what Reed Shepard got. This is an opportunity to see what Amen Thompson got cooking up in terms of developing his skill set. And this is also an opportunity to see exactly what do you have in Jabari Smith Jr. from a creation standpoint because with no point guard, that means the responsibility is going to be divvied up across the board in terms of creating the offense or facilitating the offense from each and every one of the players getting meaningful minutes. So I think this is a blessing in disguise. It could get ugly and it could have some beautiful moments. But I mean, thinking that this team should be in panic mode because they're not competing this year is fucking stupid. That's fucking dumb. That is dumb. Um, what was I about to say? Oh, yeah. Real quick, also while y'all are here, shout out to the guys checking us out over on YouTube. Please make sure if you haven't already to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure to check out some of my other videos. Uh, I'm starting to catch a little flack for some of the shit talking that I was saying about a particular person over on Player's Choice. So there's that, but you can check that video out. There's also other videos of me reacting to conversations by Kwame Brown, and if you look deep enough, you can be able to see a particular someone. I ain't gonna say no names. Say no. That he was talking some shit too about
Hmm?
a particular player. Yeah, man.
Bro, was
I
that
said,
shit on Kwame Brown?
nah, you wasn't shitting on Kwame Brown, but it was. I got a couple videos of I got a couple videos up on the channel of you. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it.
Because I know I'd be shitting on players, John Morant, but I don't even remember me even bringing up Kwame Brown. Why would I even bring that shit up?
Yeah, no. There's only one nigga that would talk shit about Kwame Brown and not give no fucks. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to that nigga Ham.
Okay, nigga.
Is that who you're talking about?
No, that was not who I was talking about. But okay.
Never mind. Ham will do that to you just out of boredom.
Hermwood. Okay, and so move on. Apparently, and I didn't even know that this happened. This shit went under the radar. Um, both Mind the Game podcast co-hosts of LeBron, JJ Redick and Steve Nash, have now gotten extensive of help in terms of getting them a job that is involved with the NBA. Back last year, JJ Redick, after one season, and I want to say it wasn't even but probably 10 episodes, if that, with LeBron and breaking down X's and O's of the game. JJ Redick was able to land a head coaching job with the Los Angeles Lakers after Darvin Ham got fired, and then the nigga came over to my team. Boo.
Hey,
But
man.
now this offseason, Steve Nash has accepted a Suns senior advisor role. And so some people are speculating that it's not a coincidence that this is, a master plan by LeBron. Some people are saying that this is a coincidence, and it's actually proof that LeBron knows the right people to be able to give opportunities to because they're that brilliant of minds. In my opinion, I think two things can be true at once. I think these two can be intelligent minds. Well, mainly JJ Redick. I think Steve Nash was a yes man during this past season. I just want to say that. During this past season of Mind the Game, that nigga Steve Nash was just saying, okay, LeBron. Yeah, LeBron. That's so smart, LeBron. Hell yeah, LeBron. Like, he wasn't really adding anything to the conversation. So it got to a point where I do think he was a little dull. That being said, though, I think the main reason why he became a senior advisor of the Suns is because that is the greatest Suns player in Suns history. The Phoenix Suns have never had a player, and I'm a Devin Booker fan. They have never had a player that impacted the game to the likes of Steve Nash, and that includes Charles Barkley. Steve Nash is one of the greatest offensive weapons, arsenals that we have ever seen in NBA history. And the Phoenix Suns can say that he did that on their units. Some of the greatest offenses were led by Steve Nash. So I think that that's a large reason why he took that job with the Suns, or why the Suns even offered that job to him. But as far as JJ Redick with the Lakers, I just think JJ Redick was that fucking good. JJ Redick is that fucking brilliant of a mind that eventually he was going to get an opportunity. Now, did him getting a Lakers head coach job, specifically on the team that LeBron is on, as a head coach, not an assistant coach, and that's what leads me to the other side of the spectrum. I think that has LeBron James written all over it. I don't see how you can end up being on the same team as your co-host, being turning into the head coach when you have no experience whatsoever. I don't. That's too many coincidences for you to view that as a coincidence. So I think that LeBron had a hand to deal with that. But that being said, though, I also don't think it fucking matters. The fact is, we're in an era where the older coaches are starting to run out of they're starting to run out of gas. And especially with how long these coaches like Tom Thibodeau has been doing this, your game plan becomes predictable after a certain point. Hell, people like Steve Kerr, who has been on a coach for the Golden State Warriors for, has it been 2015, so about 10 years now, even his game plans are starting to become a tad bit predictable.
It's crazy that he's been in the league for 10 years. That's
Right?
wild.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's not a disrespect to these coaches. I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to be disrespectful, but at the same time, there's only so much you can do as a coach, and as you get older, your creativity can only go so far, and so that's where these new coaches need to come in. And so I actually promote these NBA teams to give opportunities to these young coaches, to give them a shot to see if they can learn something as they're doing this, so the next job they can be able to swing for the fences and knock it out the park. Shout out to Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd got to the Brooklyn Nets, did a shitty job, got signed by the Milwaukee Bucks, did a okay job, tried some shit out, shit didn't work, got fired, got to Dallas, and it's worked wonderfully since then. Trial and error. That's all it is. So I'm on the side of, I think it's definitely a LeBron work, and these people are worthy and deserving of the opportunities that they're getting. I think two things could be true at once. Anything you want to say, Zeno? You
Nothing really.
Yeah. Oh yeah. To the next thing, which is crazy. It's crazy that this is going under the radar as well. I don't know if you got to see this. So apparently, I don't know. Let me go to it. Apparently, the Lakers reportedly were not interested in extending LeBron this summer at all, and that's the reason why he picked up the player option.
Oh yeah, Not surprising.
I was surprised
Mm-mm. Um, the
because
team
what?
is clearly trying to build in a different direction, and LeBron isn't trying to cut money anymore. So, like having LeBron not wanting to pay it go to 30 mil a year instead of 54, I think he is now.
Hmm.
You're losing so much more wiggle room to actually explore a team around Luca. So they're like, well, so be it. Shout out to the Eclipse. But yeah,
I
so I'm not really surprised
don't.
by it.
I don't know. I was surprised because I get the money issue with the 51 mil, but at the same time, when he's a player that when he's playing at a certain level that is still top 20 level.
Yeah, but we don't care about because you need to also remember he's 41. You never know when he's actually going to retire. You also don't know how long he's going to be able to stay in this top 20 play because he's been slowly deteriorating as a player year by
Hmm.
year. This might be one of the first years we could realistically say, yeah, he's not a top 10 player. And it's just going to get worse by now while you could use that specific money to fit around Luka more. Granted, you lose out the talent that is LeBron, but when you're trying to actually build a team around Luka to for a championship, LeBron is kind of a little bit more redundant right now because of Austin Reeves and LeBron and Luka. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
you got to get rid of at least some of his money if they're going to be redundant, but he doesn't want to do that, and that's the issue.
Mhm. I I'm with you. 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 That makes a lot of sense. I also think that maybe some this also has something to do with the AD situation because he had no idea that they were going to trade AD. He didn't know Luca was on the table. They didn't converse with him about the situation at all. And then I think also this offseason with the communication that they've had with Luca and not LeBron for a lot of the decisions that they made, um, I think that LeBron is being slightly petty with picking up this player option because he knows what comes with the player option. That's also another year if they can't trade him on their terms. They gotta communicate with him, and he has to say yes to where they're trying to trade him to. That also means that he's making a big bag, which also puts a stranglehold on their cap space. So I do agree with you there 1,000%. But I also adding to what you said, I think he also is just being petty at this point, especially based off of this report. Because if they told him that we're not extending you this year, so after this year, shit. If you don't pick up this player option, nigga, we're gonna let you go. At that, hold on, time out. At that point, if
I don't think they said that though. You need to check.
what do
Can
you
you?
think?
I'm pretty sure they were asking for him to cut down. They were trying to not lowball him, but lower the salary that he was getting, and he just wasn't rocking with that.
But it says that they weren't interested in extending him. So at that point, then there's not a deal
I'm
on the table.
interpreting it as I'm interpreting it as they're not willing to extend him for the money that he wants, which is probably what makes sense. Because I don't think if he's asking for 20 30 mil for the next 2 3 years, I think you should be able to be like, you know what, 20 mil for a top 15 20 player shouldn't be that bad. We're seeing players like Triple J have a max contract, and he's like not barely, but top 20 player. So getting 30 mil for a top 20 player is a steal. I don't think they
Mm,
would have an issue with that. At
damn.
least that's what the way I'm interpreting it. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I'm gonna look to see if maybe they have like a article that's around it. Oh well,
Hmm.
actually, let me see if maybe I can find it. Lakers extension LeBron. Uh, I don't think that's it. Oh, should I put the Uran Weitzman? I'll put that there. Okay. According to Uran Heitzman of Bleacher Report, LeBron was interested in securing an extension, but the team was not aligned with his plans during the offseason. He wanted an extension. It's also clear that the Lakers wouldn't give it to him. Damn, they didn't give not no bit of elaboration. It's crazy. Oh, okay. Here it is. Here it is. Here's his article. No. That's what he was reacting to. Most around the league assumed LeBron wanted to sign a 1+1 extension, meaning one guaranteed year plus a player option, but multiple reports have said that the Lakers did not offer him a contract. Okay, so there it is. They didn't offer him a contract
At all. Tough.
at all.
Tough.
Rich Paul in July told ESPN that James did not ask the Lakers for one this summer. So neither of them communicated. Is that what I'm hearing? That neither of them niggas communicated about an extension. It was just I'll pick up this extension and that's it. So then at that point is the reports of him wanting and then wanting to sign an extension or wanting to sign for an extra year, like restructure his contract. Do you think that shit was untrue?
I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Well, here's a source from, by the way, that
So
told us this.
Uran Weitzman wrote this article, and the quote of let me go to it. The quote of most around the league assumed LeBron wanted to sign a 1+1 extension, meaning one guarantee, but multiple reports. So I don't they don't have a actual source for the Lakers did not offering him a contract. But he did say Rich Paul told ESPN, which let me see. Did he say that to ESPN? Oh shit, Dave McMenamin reported it. With LeBron at the Lakers game tonight, I asked him if he would like to speak to me about his future with the franchise. He said, I ain't got nothing to talk about. He said, wow. I ain't got nothing to talk about. It's crazy.
Is he wrong though?
Hey, facts type shit. I don't know. I feel like knowing that if it is true, because this is like very vague wording. If it is true that if it is true that LeBron did not communicate with them and they did not communicate with him about extending, and it was just sort of like like a a silent agreement of hey, I'm gonna pick up this player option, then I'm gonna peace out. If that's the case, I feel like there's nothing else to assume but that he's retiring after this season. There's nothing else to assume unless niggas think that he's going to go back to Cleveland one more time.
I think that's what a lot of people think he's gonna do.
The 28-year-old me is going to say that I've seen this movie before.
You're 28. God damn.
I've seen this movie before, man. I've seen this movie before. God damn.
My fault. Sorry.
Nigga drop.
Yeah, you're 20. Me knowing you're 28 shocks me too much, man.
Okay, nigga. All right. That's enough out of you. All right. Staying with LeBron and the Lakers. A video came out. I don't know why I'm trying to say it like this is like a strange little video, but and I can't play the sound obviously, so that sucks. But
send it to me. Oh wait, never mind. You want your face up first.
Oh well, no, I don't need to have my face up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I got you. Here, you want me to put it through playback, or you want me to send it to you through Discord?
Just put on playback.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Mm-hmm.
Now, where is it? It's clutch points. Share. You see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, 1 second. Let me just remove this. Boom. There you go.
Or in a previous question, we would love if LeBron's story would be to retire as a Laker. That'd be a positive story.
And one for JJ. Congrats.
I think I've said.
Wait. Play it
I think I've said before in a previous question, we would love if LeBron's story would be to retire as a Laker. That'd be a positive story.
And one for JJ. Congrats.
again. Oh man, this nigga is retiring. Oh, he's done so. Man, I'm telling. Hey, all right. Look, I don't know if Underdog is gonna put a fucking bet down, but I almost for certain bet my last dollar that this nigga LeBron is about to retire. This nigga's done after this year. Yeah, this nigga is done after this year, y'all. Damn, I gotta go buy some Lakers tickets now. Or maybe I'll just buy some tickets when the Lakers come to the Rockets. Maybe that'll be cheaper. But man, this nigga's done, bro. Cause think about it. There's no other reason that he would say something like that unless he already is certain that after this year, LeBron's not coming back to the Lakers. So if he's not,
yeah,
and so if he's not coming back to the Lakers, then he would either be saying that he would either be saying this quote for two reasons. One, he doesn't want him to go to another team like Cleveland or something like that. So he's hoping that he would sign a more reasonable contract, or he's saying that because he doesn't want him to play a year in another jersey. He wants him to finish his last year this year with the Lakers. That makes a lot of sense when you think about it, though, because
I thought it was more of a situation where he's just saying, like, if he leaves here, most likely he's never coming back. And him retiring is always in his cards, whether it's what's called next year or 3 years. If he leaves, it's like a very high chance that he's not coming back. So that's why he's bringing that up to like still offer him a place on the team if he does, concede to what they want.
I can see it that way, because I mean, yeah, I can see why you come to that conclusion. I guess I'm under the notion that the only reason why we're not hearing about LeBron's restructuring of contract is because there is no plan in restructuring a contract, because this is the last contract in his opinion. At least that's how I'm viewing it. But I could see it through your lens.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, you mind playing this for me?
Yep. 1 second. I'm about to carry on.
Yeah, so this is something that I just saw through the grapevine, because I was looking through Twitter, and apparently Sam Presti got on about the like destruction of the team this year, and they asked him a question about, well, we play the clip so that we could be able to get the full context. Actually,
no one's ever given us a hand up in the standings. There are no built-in advantages, geographical climate, coastal economic bases, or in-state tax laws to our benefit.
I'm gonna be right back,
Whatever
by the
we
way.
want,
Okay.
we've had to make happen.
Actually, yeah, I'll be back after this, Fitches.
In this case, making it happen means having the discipline and the humility to turn the page and push ourselves forward. This approach fits us best because in Oklahoma, we are builders. We're not guardians. We're not guarding or defending the past. That's over and it's ours. We are pursuing our future and whatever comes next. So we have the opportunity to be a really good team again. But it's not going to happen by imitating ourselves or trying to recreate a specific outcome. If we want to pursue excellence, we have to let go of last year and start again, turning every page, stacking every day with no guarantees, and of course, no silver platters. Just our state motto to remind us who we are, what we stand on, and what we're about.
Wow. Wait, talking about, did that nigga really read that off of a sheet of paper? Did that nigga really do that?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. But he's right. He's right. It is a phenomenal thing, and I think is actually very commendable on us as a community giving Oklahoma City, for the most part. I'm saying that there were no fucking haters, but for the most part, a lot of people just gave OKC their credit for what they did this season. And I think for Oklahoma City to start off this rebuild the way that they did, and it ultimately to culminate into a championship no more than 5 years later, I think is a storybook ending. That being said, though, that was the ending for that season last year. And this year, new foes, new competition, players playing for different teams, different eyes, different lenses are on Oklahoma City now. Oklahoma City is not a team. Last night, I don't know if you heard when Rowan them was saying, or Roe was saying that Oklahoma City isn't sneaking up on nobody, and we were like, "Nah, you wild." Because they weren't sneaking up on nobody this year. That being said, though, they are going to be guarded differently. They are going to be played differently. There's a lot of games that they played this past season where they were just hungry and attacking, and it didn't matter who. And some of those teams got caught off guard that now this year they're going to be on guard, and even more so, they're going to be on a hunt for OKC. A team like Portland is going to be looking at OKC as an opportunity to make a name for themselves, rather than OKC looking the other way around to view them, to make them as an example. So I think he's absolutely right with that line of thinking. My only question is, what does that look like for them? Like, what does that look like for an OKC team that, this past season, they made all the right moves at the right time with no hesitation, and maintained the right pieces for the sake of being able to, contend for a championship, if not become championship favorites. If not favorites to come out of the Western Conference even. So this season, if there is an opportunity to upgrade this team while still maintaining their identity and the important personnel that's on this roster, will they do it? I am interested to see that. And even more so, I'm interested to see some of the young guys who are going to be coming onto this team, like what is his name? Topic, Nikola Topic, something like that. Or Tokic, something like that. I'm interested to see him debut on this roster, to be able to see exactly how that looks like with this unit. So I'm interested. I'm interested all the way around about OKC. Sam Presti is professional personified. He's one of the best, if not the greatest GM I think I have seen in my lifetime, and that's including, yes, with guys like Greg Popovich running the front office for the San Antonio Spurs. That's including Pat Riley. I think Sam Presti is up there with the best of them because with having less cap flexibility, having less money flexibility, being able to spend more than some of these big market teams. Sam Presti continuously finds a way to draft well and continuously pays out the players that need to be played out so that they could be able to maximize this unit overall. And he's been doing it since I got into basketball, which is like 2009, 2010. So shout out to Sam Presti. My next thing that I wanted to talk about, which shout out to True the King. A nigga say salute to the waiter, man. Salute to the waiter. You know, we was actually talking about. I was talking to real quick. I don't want to deviate too far yet, chat. Let me know if I'm talking too much. Well, don't tell me I'm talking too much because obviously this is a stream for me to talk. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Me and Kai were talking in the server the other day about him, and somebody had looked him up, and you know he was still alive and doing well and stuff. But I hope 38 is doing well out there because he gave a lot of isms in Take Debate server, and these are isms that we'll take with us forever, bro. Dead ass. Shout out to 38. Shout out to 38. But on to, you know, the Knickerbockers. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Brunson said, you know, he was talking about Tom Thibodeau and what Tom Thibodeau meant.
I'm back.
Oh boy, it sounded like you just put a fucking rapper on that shit.
Yeah, I actually threw the rapper away, but yeah.
That's crazy. That is nuts. But long story short, Jalen Brunson was talking about Tom Thibodeau. He said, quote, "It's sad to see a man I've known for a long time part ways with his organization. He meant a lot to my career up to this point." And it got me thinking about Tom Thibodeau as a coach, because I did want to ask you, Zeno, is Tom Thibodeau a top 10 NBA coach in NBA history? In NBA history, yeah.
No.
Who would be the 10 that's ahead of
him? Don Nelson.
Okay.
Spoelstra.
Okay.
Bro, that there's a coach that's escaping me. I'm just gonna go back to him. Steve Kerr.
Okay.
What's his name? He was with the Bulls and he was also with the Lakers, and it's escaping me.
Phil Jackson.
That's
okay.
5.
Greg Popovich.
I thought I said Pop already.
No, you didn't.
That's the other nigga.
You said Don Nelson, Steve Kerr, Eric Spoelstra, Phil Jackson, Greg Popovich. That's 5.
To sit down and think. Oh, Rick Carlisle. That's another demon.
Carlisle, 6.
Let's think. I think Ime is better. I respectfully, I think Ime is better.
You think Ime is a greater head coach?
Wait, you say greater or better?
Tom Thibodeau.
No. I'm saying, do you say greatest or best?
You think Ime Udoka at his best is a better coach than Tom Thibodeau?
Yes. I think he has more better offensive schemes.
Oh no!
Tibbs is a lot bare bones offensively.
Zeno,
and I think Ime also has a lot of he's very smart with the way that he uses his defensive pieces as well, just like Thibodeau. I just think that he's better offensively minded. Tibbs, and then he also doesn't run into the problems where he's just only using certain parts of his team. That's the other thing. He's less, not boneheaded, but less prideful when it comes to certain decision making, which is why I think Ime is better.
I feel you with him. He could be. I don't think Ime is that that much better of an offensive coach than Thibodeau, but I do think he does. He is a modern day Thibodeau in the sense of him being more defensive minded. But that's all the more reason why Thibodeau is a better coach, because the things that Thibodeau was able to implement, not even as a head coach, he was an assistant coach with Boston. The things that he implemented with the with utilizing the 3-second key is shit that niggas use to this day. Something that only he was able to do is now shit that niggas implement to their daily defense.
So wait, we're giving points for pioneering. Okay, so
at your best.
Nick Nurse is over him as well.
I'll put Nick Nurse over him before I put Ime.
Okay, Nick Nurse is over him. Was that 7? That is 7.
You still want Ime?
No. We removed it, Ime. So it's
then
7.
That's 6. So that's 6. Oh no, that's 7. No, that's 7 because of Rick Carlisle.
Yeah. You trying so hard, boy.
No. Okay, 7.
I'm trying to think of other coaches.
You running out.
I'm actually having to sit down and really think.
You running out. I'll give you one. Red Auerbach.
Red Auerbach is one.
That's 8.
Here, I'm trying to think.
Come on now.
Oh, I actually think what's his name? Your old Bucks head coach. I think he's better.
Mike Budenholzer?
Yeah, I think Bud is very
Hell no. No.
Oh my god. We just hating now. Okay, and
it's not hating. It's just Tom Thibodeau is. I think Tom Thibodeau is a top 3 defensive coach of all time. That's how highly I think Tom Thibodeau. I think of Tom Thibodeau.
Okay, then. So if you don't want to give me,
I'll give you.
Give me D'Antoni.
Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
Okay, well that we're at 8.
That'll be 8.
No, we're at 9. Red Auerbach.
Oh yeah, because Red Auerbach. You're right.
Let's see. Not Shitty Rivers. I'm like digging into my brain right now. Pause. Nigga, I can't think.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. It is well. Okay, I will.
By admission, he would be like 10th. so like,
yeah,
is that much better if I had 9 out of 10 players and I was able to pretty much do all of them very quickly?
I think that matters. Like I think when it comes to like Tom Thibodeau has given not only does he have a pioneering argument for him being one of the best and greatest coaches in NBA history. I think he also has a production argument. He's put forth some of the most historic defensive units in the modern era. A lot of people forget 2010 to 2013 Chicago Bulls is primarily because of the defensive scheme that Tom Thibodeau is implementing. Now, you can make the argument the talent in the league at that time period can be able to, it can attribute to some of the statistics that Tom Thibodeau led teams was putting forth.
What's the name? Tyronn Lue?
No.
Oh my god, bruh. No. Yeah, you trying to push that prop, huh? You trying to push that prop, boy. Let's keep it real. You just trying to push that prop. Okay. If it's not Tyronn Lue, you telling me he's a better coach than Mike Malone?
Is he a better coach than Mike Malone? Yeah.
Oh my god.
I feel to be honest with you, I think you're naming a coach like Ty Lue or a coach like Mike Malone, or even a coach. What was the coach that you mentioned? Bud. Mm-hmm. Even Bud. These coaches, not saying that they didn't implement schemes that are like very useful in the modern era, but it's not to the tune as what Tom Thibodeau was doing on a defensive end and contributing to how teams play defense now. And then I think it's also very heavy going on like the production in terms of like the offense. So like for instance, Mike Malone with the offenses that he's running. The reason why the offense that he runs works well is because he has a one-to-one talent like Nikola Jokic. Same thing with Bud with Giannis. Some of the stuff that they're running it's not that ahead of its time. It's actually recycled, to be quite honest with you. It just works well because of the pieces that they have. Like the Denver Nuggets with Mike Malone, a lot of the sets that they run is very, very it draws great comparisons to the Portland Trailblazers in the 70s with Bill Walton.
Mm-hmm.
It just works well because you have he's not Bill Walton. Nikola Jokic is Nikola Jokic, but he has a similar style. And I'm saying that to say it's different compared to somebody like Tom Thibodeau, who he's having different peaks defensively with different personnel. First, it was Kevin Garnett, Tony Allen, Kendrick Perkins, and then he goes to Chicago, and it's with Joakim Noah and Carlos Boozer, Taj Gibson, like, and Luol Deng, Keith Bogans. Then it goes to New York with Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, Quentin Grimes. Like, he's having different excellent like seasons, like some of his best seasons with different personnel. Not many coaches can say that they had different personnel.
Well, I think Mike Malone being able to allow this Nuggets defense to be as good as it is while your rim protector is literally Jokic, developing a defensive scheme to fit around Jokic with a lot of show and recovers. Because in that year where they actually 2 years, they're top 10. No, in 23-24 they were a top 10 defense. And the year previous, yes, they were tough. They were middle of the pack defense, but then they upped it in the postseason, if I remember correctly. So to be able to make your main defensive piece, which is usually your center, and how he's not actually a good defender, and still be able to surround him with talent and build a scheme defensively to actually maximize the potential of your defense, I think that's something that should also be applauded.
Oh no, I think it should be
because that's something that's really hard to do. Like, we've literally never seen a defensive big as bad as he is still win a championship strictly because of the amount of value inherently a big is, and they were still able to do so because they were able to mask his flaws by having certain defenders around him be able to, neuter those issues to a certain extent.
No, I agree. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. But the same way we could say that, we could also say he did that with Chicago. When Chicago's by far and away the best defense in the entire association. Mind you, this is also the year that there was a lot of injuries to some of the best options that you would go in terms of attributing defensive impact to. Like, Joakim Noah played 48 games that season, and he was still able to have that good of a defense. Just off of just shifting the defensive responsibility primarily to a Taj Gibson, who at that time period, I think he was like 25, and you still, mind you, the same way we're attributing to how much of a terrorist Jokic can be as a rim protector. Nigga, Kyle Korver is fucking dog food, and this nigga's playing 82 games in 30 minutes a game. Like I feel like when it comes to like Tom Thibodeau, we forget that, like, yes, on one hand, is his defenses like the calling card for him? Absolutely. But his offenses is never anything to sniff at. It's never anything to sleep on. And I would also say, I think his job with the Knicks this past season is an excellent indication of how good of a coach he is, no matter the personnel, both defensively and offensively. Because as you were saying with Jokic at the helm, well, shit, I'll do you one better. A team with Karl-Anthony Towns having to rim protect for majority of the season was still able to push out a middle of the pack defense while also being a top 5 offense. Something that a lot of people thought that Tom Thibodeau didn't even have in his possession. He wasn't even capable of doing that. And yet he was still able to push out a top 5 offense in a middle of the pack defense with that horrendous of a tandem that you were saying last night. Can't name me. Matter of fact, I'm pulling a you on you, nigga. Name me a team that can say that they will coach to a middle of the pack defense, having their 2-star players be the worst defenders in the entire association. Name me a team.
I think what you did right here is fair, but when it comes to the Chicago Bulls, I was gonna fight against that strictly because of the fact that I feel you're bringing up something that you're kind of being semi misleading about.
Ooh.
It's still it's still way worse for your big to be the worst defender than your guard in Kyle Korver, because back at that time, which was around the early 2010s, teams were not mismatch attacking. They weren't doing that to the standard that they are doing it right now in the NBA. So it's a lot more of an issue if you have a player on your team that can't guard, whether it's guards, wings, bigs. If he can't guard his position, it's a lot more of an issue because teams will attack that weakness.
Oh, you talking about Kyle? You talking about the Kyle Korver?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot more of an issue, and then not only that, because he's going to be dragged to the perimeter. Then you also have to add into the fact that even if he was playing at the level, even if he's playing drop, he's no vertical presence. So it's like it compiles even more than Kyle Korver being a bad defender in today's NBA.
I get what you're saying, but I was saying that in compartmentalizing with Joakim Noah only playing 48 games. I was saying Kyle Korver is playing all 82 with Derrick Rose. Majority of the lineups revolving around Derrick Rose, Kyle Korver, Luol Deng also played 82 games. Keith Bogans also played majority of the games too. He started most of those games, by the way. And then you have Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah playing 59 games or 48 games respectively. And I'm saying when you don't have your rim protector, or you don't have neither of your potential rim protectors, and the defense and your defense is already at a disadvantage with Kyle Korver being at the top of the charge along with Derrick Rose on the perimeter, because essentially they're attacking closeouts, getting downhill like a Dwayne Wade. Or even if you don't want to use Dwayne Wade, because I do understand like that's sort of easy pickings. A team like Indiana having somebody like a young Paul George or a young whatchamacallit, Darren Collinson, being able to run head straight downhill to be able to put pressure on the rim, and you don't have a rim protector. When Kyle Korver's on the floor, that does not make your situation any better, because that's an easy gateway to get downhill in the first place. And so I'm saying that to say, for Tom Thibodeau to have that situation at his disposal, and he still finds a way to push forth one of the best defenses in the entire league, and that's before you take into account when Joakim Noah actually came back, then the defense became historic. That's my argument for Tom Thibodeau. I wasn't trying to be misleading, to be fair. What's good, True? Oh, shout out to Kai, by the way.
Shoot the Kai, man. One with the rings.
Salute to the waiter, man. Salute to the waiter.
Salute to the waiter. Salute to the waiter. That's gonna hit every time, man.
I'm trying to tell you, man. That shit, man. That nigga 38 is he a legend?
I still don't know exact. He gotta be a legend. I still don't know exactly what that means.
No one knows. No one knows.
Like it's like salute to the waiter. Like you serve. Like you okay. Like I'm serving right now. Like okay, I'm delivering. Like figure what you doing right now with your I'm serving. Hey, salute to the waiter. Like you serving. You know, be great customer service. You like all that's the only thing I can get out of that.
Nah, man. Shout out to 38. Shout out to 38. But nah,
No young boy.
no young boy.
You see what I did?
That's
You
crazy.
see what I did there? You see what I did there? No,
38, baby. Okay, I'm sorry. Um, following the Knicks some more. Apparently, a nigga is getting reports from Centel about actual information regarding these players. A reporter went to Karl Anthony Towns, asked him if he had knee procedure. I'm guessing this is like the second time that this nigga asked Karl Anthony Towns some dumb shit. Because Karl Anthony Towns came back and responded aggravated, saying like, "No, I did not have." What? Where are you hearing this? And then the reporter said, "No, I swear to God, that was out there." And Cass said, "Who?" And then this nigga said, "I thought ESPN reported it." And Cat was like, "Who did that? Centel?" And it ain't really much news. I just wanted to cover it just because, like,
embarrassing.
like that is crazy. Niggas. Yeah, a nigga from New York Post actually getting information from Centel is crazy. Centel really is. It has come a long way. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, you gotta double check that. Like you have to like hold up. Every time I do see the news, I gotta double check and verify it. Hold up, man.
Especially this season, bro. When the season starts, the Centel be trolling so much because it be saying niggas is injured, and you be thinking that player not gonna play. Then you see him on the floor, you be like, bro, what the fuck? Then you go back and look in the post, and you see Centel got your ass.
Word, man. They out of pocket, but he'll be falling for it though. Like people be like, man, people be making videos. People have their content lowered up. They off a whole Centel topic. It was like
Facts.
thumbnail ready. I'm like, no, you wrong as shit.
Facts. Shout out to Zero.
Shout out to Zero. Hey, what up, Gino?
Yo.
Hey Zeno, you'll pull this one up.
Yep, sure. 1 second.
Best Filipino in NBA.
I don't know what the hell you just said.
This thing be chatting, man.
I said best Filipino in NBA.
Best Filipino in NBA. Ah, cool.
Shout out to everybody that's over on YouTube checking us out. I appreciate you most definitely for checking us out, and please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit that like button.
Yeah, that was an underrated pickup too by the Knicks. I ain't gonna lie.
It's an underrated pickup, but I do feel like I don't know if he's the exact piece that they needed. I think it was just like, because we can get him, we're gonna get him.
But for the price and for whatever he do as a scorer, giving 15 to 20 points a game, and him being a spark, I mean, you couldn't beat it. You know what I mean?
But I mean, he giving you 15 to 20 points on like a lot of shots. Like, do you think?
I mean, hey, sometimes they may need that.
But do you think? Yeah, do you think
that guard spot?
Do you think the amount of shots he got off in Utah, he gonna get off in New York?
I think it's gonna be more fluent, especially with Mike Brown. I think it's gonna be more. I think it's gonna be. Of course, it's gonna be Jalen Brunson, Carver Towns. It's y'all show, but like it's going. I mean, hey, if it's Jordan Clarkson night, you know what I mean? They listen. He's there to score off the like. He's there to score. So like he's open. Take it. You know, take your shots.
But he really laughs like that.
I'm about to say
this whole time I thought I was video. This whole time I thought I was streaming it. Apparently I wasn't. Nice.
That shit says Zeno is editing. I was like, okay, he almost done with it. And then I see all I hear. What?
I think all of it is communication. For me is, I'm gonna be myself within, what's going on already. And that's where I'm gonna hold my head on that. I'm gonna make my changes or whatever I got to do to fit in here and play the right way and figure that out. It's the first day of training camp, but definitely I feel like down the line, all the guys know you throw it to me, it's getting in the air, and majority of the time I feel like I'm open, but that comes with a grain of salt, and I know I gotta take good shots and play the right way as well. But I feel like my role and who I've been the past season to who I am now.
Mentally, how do you prepare for?
He was
I
honest.
don't.
That was honest as hell.
Yeah, I'm about to say I respect it, but I don't think that's the best thing.
But he did say he was
do.
gonna conform, though. He did say he's gonna conform what the team needs, though. I'm gonna be myself, but what the team needs, we gonna, figure it out.
It's a little bit of double talking. It's a little bit of double talking, a little bit, because on one hand, saying that you will conform to the team, but also saying guys, no, you throw it to me is getting in the you know what I'm saying. Majority of the time, I feel like I'm open, man. And you know what I
think
shoot.
I think you're missing his point there.
Right.
I think his point and his premise is that he understands the flaws in his game, which is him being very trigger happy. That's why he's talking about how if he passes it to me, it's going up. But he also explained earlier that yes, he's gonna try and conform to the team. That's why he said he'll do whatever the team needs him to do.
Yeah.
So he's saying, I know I'm a flawed player, but I will try and change for the team, essentially.
I don't think he said that he knows he's a flawed player.
He took 13 shots a game.
I mean, he actively pointed out one of his flaws, which is nigga is gonna take every shot he sees because he thinks he's open. That's literally a flaw.
Well, I don't think he viewed. What if he doesn't view that as a flaw, though?
I mean, I think he can understand it. I think he understands that's a flaw because he talked about a team construct and talked about how he will conform to that team. So if he brings up, oh yeah, I may be trigger happy, but before that he's saying I'm going to conform to the team. I think that's him pointing out one of his like flaws as a basketball player. Yeah, especially for a winning team like the Knicks. But maybe I'm hearing it wrong.
Here's the thing too, though. He's been averaging double digits his whole career, which I didn't notice that, that's impressive. I mean, his 11 point, his least points ever averaged was rookie year, 11.9 points a game. So, I mean, which bother and listen, even if his shot attempts is low cash, what you said earlier,
11,
11.9. That's the least he ever averaged in his career. Like, I mean, that's the least.
That nigga,
the Mosey average was 20.8.
That nigga Jordan Clarkson has been in the league for 11 years. Fuck.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, niggas getting old.
Those 12 points a game he can get.
I remember.
I mean, that still could be something.
Cause I remember when that nigga had the motherfucking he had the taper. I remember boys had the taper with the goatee and shit. Now niggas out here got long hair like he fucking the second coming of a Nip, man. But I could be tripping. I think there is a path where I think that his shot creation, his shot making ability, especially tough shot making, could be very useful in when Jalen Brunson's not on the floor. I think we saw this postseason how lackadaisical Mikal Bridges can be offensively. And so I think Jordan Clarkson could be able to spell for Jalen Brunson more as like a ball handler coming off of the bench. But the defense is the part that I'm mainly concerned about. It's not even the ill-advised shot taking because I've seen Miles McBride deter from the offense. I've seen Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby does it religiously. Like I've seen them do it. I'm not necessarily worried about that. It's the defensive side, especially coming off of the bench. I personally feel like the Knicks needed a defensive guard to come off of the bench. to be able to spell for Jalen Brunson. If not, being able to also join Jalen Brunson in lineups to be able to like assist him and being able to, guard on the floor without Jalen Brunson having that responsibility nearly as much. Sort of like a pseudo Klay Thompson role. I think Dylan Brooks would have been a good shout to play alongside Brunson. But
Didn't they Malcolm Brogdon? They signed Malcolm Brogdon too, right?
they signed Malcolm Brogdon as well. And Malcolm Brogdon
Oh,
Malcolm Brogdon hasn't been a good defender since. Well, he's
yeah.
never been a
So I
good
mean, I
defender.
don't. I
Whoa,
mean,
whoa! He's been a good defender. Was he not a good
Yeah,
defender
he
on your
been
team?
he was good. Like he was good though.
He wasn't a good defender on your team. Tough.
no.
No, he was
Mikal,
Tough.
I was about to say Mikal. Malcolm Brogdon was playing alongside Eric Bledsoe. That's why it looked like he was solid defensively. He was not that good defensively.
But
He was not good at
that being
defensively
said,
at
you got
all.
OG McHale, and you got Mitchell Robinson. Maybe he can get back to that. I don't know. Maybe not. I mean,
He can't play.
that's a decent
He
move too,
can't.
though.
I can't see a lineup where Malcolm Brogdon and Jalen Brunson play on the same floor, play on the floor
They
together.
gonna do it.
And no, they're gonna do it, but I can't see a world where both of them play on the floor and they don't get iced out defensively immediately. I don't see.
You gonna get that with Brunson anyway.
Wait, who?
I don't. I mean,
no. You're gonna get it with Brunson already, but you add in Malcolm Brogdon to the fold, it just makes it worse. It just makes it worse.
I mean,
that's how I feel.
It depends on the scheme. It depends on the scheme, but they definitely gonna try. I like that Malcolm Brogdon move too because now, like you said, him coming off him Jordan, like he's basically the other playmaker though. They desperately need another playmaker on that team. So I mean, because Jordan Clarkson, he can score, but like Jordan Clarkson, we heard what he said. Like his job is, regardless of how he's gonna fit with the team, wherever he plays on, his job is to score. Like he ain't gonna give you nothing. He ain't do no swing. I'm gonna create. I'm gonna get to this spot right here. I'm gonna put lob it to you. Nah, I'm
gonna swing that bitch one time. You get one try.
So
you don't shoot that bitch, nigga. That's on you. That's on you.
Shout out to Zeno.
Yeah, shout out to Zeno. That's I want to get into Phoenix. I'm gonna probably get into Phoenix probably sometime next week. I might do it Tuesday, but I guess I'll react to maybe one thing so I could be able to have some content and shit, and then
you heard what Kendrick Perkins said about Devin Booker?
What the nigga Kendrick Perkins? What about D Book? What?
He said we're gonna see if Devin Booker could be a number one guy. I'm paraphrasing, but that was like
he said we're gonna see if he could be a number one guy.
Yeah, because we're gonna see because can he be in the same conversations as Anthony Edwards and whatever? I'm paraphrasing, but that's like you can.
I don't know, bro. Don't ask me because I'm so high on Devin Booker. I actually went as far as to say I think by the end of this season, Devin Booker is going to put himself back at the top of the shooting guard hierarchy. I actually think Devin Booker is that good and especially for what the Phoenix Suns are going to be asking of him, Devin Booker is going to have to display playmaking. He's going to have to. He's playing alongside better defensive pieces, so he's going to look better defensively. He's going to be. He's already like one of the league's best shot creators. Like I think with all of that like imposed, I feel like Devin Booker is just going to put himself with his play back at the top. If not the top, he's going to surpass Donovan Mitchell again to get back into that 2 spot. Into that second slot in the shooting guard area. Like I honestly think Anthony Edwards, Donovan Mitchell, and Devin Booker are like they're neck and neck every year. It's like a pick 'em. On any given year, depending on the situation, one could end up trumping the other.
I ain't mad at that.
Like I feel like and especially when looking at the unit that's probably gonna get pushed out come the beginning of the season, with him being at the point along with Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and then I think you're probably gonna have Brian Dunn at the starting 4 spot, and Mark Williams as your starting 5.
Fleming. Ricky Fleming, I wanted, boy, that was that was underrated pickup.
That's
Sure.
I feel like that. Ooh, I think there's a
He
realm I could see Fleming get more minutes this year,
playing that
but they
small ball
would,
five, a little bit of small ball five.
yeah,
He could shoot. I wanted Soto to get him so bad, man. Oh my! I was like, bro, I seen it. Just go back, draft back. Damn, Brown. I was like, oh, I thought we were gonna get
redraft.
him, bro. That was a solid pickup by the Suns. I think I don't. The Suns will. I would say that I don't know. It's not a guarantee the Suns make the playoffs, but
Mhm.
they will compete. They're competing for it. They definitely will compete for it. So that they not. You gotta take it. Whoever gonna get that 8 spot, they ain't gonna be easy. So they definitely
Facts.
gonna be in the mix, playing team for sure. They definitely gonna finish the top if they healthy for sure. I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I would take I said last stream over on GoCast podcast stream. I said that I think Phoenix is going to be in the play-in realm. I think that they're a playing team, probably around that 8, 9, 10 realm. And I think that they can make the playoffs. Ultimately, going to be a first round exit, but I'm that high on them. I'm that high on Devin Booker specifically because I think that he's that talented of a basketball player. But damn, should I do this? Should I react to this? Yeah, I guess I should. You got to make some content at some point, right? Yeah. All right, so um, let's go here. Is that where's that? Where's that? That's crazy. What the fuck is that? From making changes, click to see settings. Okay. What the fuck? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I don't know what the fuck is going on. All right. Fuck it. All right. So we got a. What is this? What the actual fuck is going on right now? Windows 10 ransomware try turning off control folder access. Uh, I don't know what is going on. I guess I'd probably just have to clip it from playback. But all right, where is this? Oh, there it goes. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. All right, chat. So Clutch Points came out with their own ranking. This being all 30 NBA teams, projected starting fives, and they decided to use some interesting combinations to be able to see exactly I guess who's going to be at the top. But some of these names I don't know if it makes sense to have them starting over some people. But we're gonna run through it real quick, and I want you guys to let me know what you guys think in the chat. So for 30, the Utah Jazz are going to start Collier at the 1, Keontae George at the 2, Ace Bailey at the 3, Laurie Marketing at the 4, Walker Kessler at the 5. I think this makes the most sense for them starting mainly Keontae George at the 2. I think the last couple of seasons that he's come out, he was their point guard, and him alongside Colin Sexton just didn't make much sense because neither one of them are facilitating guards. Both of them are scoring heavy guards. Keontae George is a little bit more in the development process to being that than Colin Sexton, but still the sentiment is still there. I think Collier is very he's very dynamic with his drive and kick ability. He's also just a more willing passer. And so I think him being at the point guard makes the most sense. I also think Ace Bailey being at the 3, rather than some people thinking him being at the 4, makes a lot more sense. I think his size can be more useful. I think his youthfulness, his athletic ability can be more explored at the 3 spot. And then ultimately, I don't think Ace Bailey is more physically capable of dealing with the throws of Garden at the 4 spot than at the 3. Going over to the second worst team, Brooklyn Nets, Igor Demin. I think that's how you say that shit. The brother's a point guard. Fuck. He's a 6'8" point guard. Cam Thomas, Zaire Williams, Michael Porter Jr., Nicholas Claxton. I'm actually against this team being supposedly I'm against this team running Zaire Williams at the 3. The reason that I'm against them running him at the 3 is because I thought that a lot of promise was made having somebody like KPJ at the 3 and having somebody like what was that 3 that y'all were playing the last year. Is it a 2? Keon Johnson. I feel like Keon Johnson showed a little bit of potential. I understand the efficiency was left a lot to be desired, and for that, I'm fully fine with if people are very hesitant with him. I felt like that had potential, but again, I'm fully like I'm okay with being wrong, and I understand he's also 6'5", so there's that. The next team is the Washington Wizards. The starting lineup is supposed to be Bub Carrington, CJ McCollum, Corey Kispert, Cam Whitmore, Trey Johnson, Chris Middleton at the 4, Alex Sarr at the 5. If it's me, I think Cam Whitmore should be their starting 3. And I also don't think Chris Middleton should be their 4. I'm looking at Corey Kispert, and I understand that Corey Kispert has shown his ability to be a floor spacer, a lethal 3-point shooter in some instances. However, I'm sorry. I do not believe that he is the answer ultimately to what they want to do as far as finding a legitimate franchise, not even a cornerstone, somebody that could be able to complement the ultimate franchise cornerstone. Though I don't think that Corey Kispert is that guy for that job. I think he is an excellent rotational piece. I think he provides a lot in terms of space